Welcome to the Top 5 Massachusetts Criminal Countdown of 1901. Coming in at number 5 is Daniel Leary. In July of 1901, while serving a prison sentence for drunkenness and assault, Leary attacked a 71-year-old deputy sheriff named James W. Fuller. Fuller was monitoring a jail's leather shop when Leary struck him in the back of the head with a mallet. Fuller's injury proved fatal, and Leary was brought to trial in Berkshire County on September 3rd. Leary was declared insane and sent to Bridgewater Insane Asylum, where he passed from tuberculosis in 1903. At number 4 is John C. Castles of Springfield, Massachusetts. Castles was a 37-year-old Scottish immigrant who provided for his wife and 4 children by selling sewing machines. In February of 1901, he met and became infatuated with Mary L. Lane, a 27-year-old married woman with 3 children. Castles eventually seduced Mary and sent his own wife and children on vacation in order to move into Mary's boarding house. He proposed a marriage, but when Mary refused to leave her children, Castles shot her. After she had slumped to the ground, he stood over her body and shot her twice more. Frantically, Castles fled the house and attempted suicide. After being revived by a local doctor, Castles was put on trial and found guilty of murder in the first degree. He was then sentenced to death and executed in Massachusetts in May of 1902. At number 3 is John C. Best of Essex County. Best was serving as a farmhand in Sangus, Massachusetts, when he grew disgruntled with his employer, George E. Bailey. Best shot Bailey twice in the abdomen and then dismembered him with an axe on top of 2 horse blankets. Best then set the blankets on fire and disposed of the body parts in a nearby pond. When investigators discovered bloodstains in Best's farm room, Best was charged with murder in the first degree. He was found guilty and sentenced to suffer the punishment of death on September 9th, 1902. Number 2 on the list is Franciszek Umilian. Umilian was a Polish immigrant who worked as a farmhand in Granby, Massachusetts. He fell in love with a housemaid and proposed. After a priest received a letter claiming that Umilian had abandoned a wife in Poland, the priest refused to marry them until the matter was settled. Umilian discovered that a fellow employee, Kazimierz Drzewick, had written the letter as a form of revenge because Umilian had recently reported Drzewick's illegal sale of stolen farm goods. In 1899, when the two were alone, Umilian attacked Drzewick with a corn cutter, causing severe lacerations. When Drzewick was subdued, Umilian chopped off his head with an axe and removed his heart with a butcher knife. Umilian buried the heart and the head separately and tossed the remaining body parts down a well. When the headless body was discovered in the well, Umilian was arrested and put on trial. He was found not guilty and sentenced to death by electrocution on December 24th, 1901. In 1901, the Massachusetts Attorney General reported 19 capital cases, one of which received 4 times the amount of detail due to its rather unusual nature. Taking number 1 spot in the top criminal countdown is Boston's own Jane Toppan. At a young age, Jane was given to a Boston foundling institution when her father was unable to care for her after her mother's death. Jane was then adopted by the Toppan family of Lowell, Massachusetts. From the mid-1880s to 1901, Jane served as a nurse with a wide practice in the Boston area. After developing a sick obsession with death, Jane systematically poisoned countless patients using a combination of morphine and atropine. In the summer of 1901, Jane was indicted for murdering 3 members of the Davis family in Barnstable, Massachusetts. Jane was found not guilty by reason of insanity and sentenced to life in the Taunton State Hospital. It is unclear exactly how many deaths Jane was responsible for. Estimates range from about 11 to 100 victims. She took the real number to her grave when she passed in 1938.